to compete and then compete for playing time. And right now, I just said the inside guys have really done a great job in the spring. So I think we're in great shape going into this season.
There's just some buzz about Tyreek, that he's one of those next guys ready to make a jump. What are you seeing from him? What's next for Tyreek here?
He's got really great ability. He's real twitchy. He can run. He's got great conditioning. He's starting to learn how to play football, and that's the biggest key. Now he's getting all these reps in the spring ball. By the time we get to August, he should be ready to go. But I'm really pleased with what he's done so far.
What is a guy like that in year one in your system? How was the transition? What are you trying to get out of him?
Year one is a learning process, trying to figure out how to play the game fast. Year two, spring ball, where I'm at year two. Now he understands the game. Now his talent and technique should take over. And that's what we're starting to see right now.
Larry, how well do you know Greg Madison?
We're recruiting trail back and forth. We know each other through a mutual agreement.
How's that working out so far, integrating him in?
It's been awesome. It's been really awesome.
You guys in their 60s.
Yeah. Why you gotta say that? we have a great relationship. It's all about make sure we got the kids in a great position. He walked in the day, first day, he said, hey, let's put our guys in a great position to play football. And that's what we are. So it's been really good.
What has he brought to the table that has opened your eyes?
The fact that he's really experienced, he knows exactly what he wants, how to do it, he understands the front, understand the back end, so we can get in great position. Understand he's not afraid to take suggestions. What's the best fit for our guys? And I think that's good. It's kind of been our defense, how we're going to put it together. And I think Greg's done a great job. A great job, kind of managing it right.
Tommy was talking about y'all. We might be seeing more of a nose guard look occasionally, I mean, just what's kind of going to be different a little bit there?
It's the same as last year. We're going to play a 3-4. We played a 3-4 last year on package. We'll be in on package sometime, but we're based on 4, and that's what we're going to do.
What do you have been working at nose there? Robert's going to solve that.
Well, we have right now we have 3 guys working with him. Devon has done a great job. He's had a great spring this fall. Devon, then we got Antoine Jackson and Tommy has had a great job. I mean, so I really feel good at 3 guys I have. I said the other day, probably the best 3 guys I've had in a long time. If I can interchange anybody, I want to get the same network, same kind of work from each guy. But those guys have had a great spring so far.
What about the guys trying to replace Draymond?
Well, that's the process. That's the job. That's what it's all about competition. And, we got Teron Benson, and we got Jay Sean Cornell, who's fighting for a job behind him. And then we have another guy who's got to fall in and do a great job for us. That's Dwayne Haskell. Not Dwayne Haskell, but Haskell. Did a great job for us.
Larry, when you look at Haskell, when you look at those, when you look at all those names you mentioned, it's a lot of 4- or 5-star guys. It's a lot of guys who are ready to play. They've been in the system. Is there too many guys for a rotation? Would you play 6 or 7 on the inside?
You can never have too many. I mean, you one play down, the next guy's up. I've never felt that we have too many. We got a plan to play those guys. They're all going to play. It's a long game. We average about 75 plays a game. So if we got to get 20 plays, each one of them, somebody played 35. You never know. So I'm not going to say we got too many. I mean, I like where we are right now, to be honest with you.
Zach Harrison, Noah Potter, what have you seen out of those guys this early?
Young guys, what you expect from young guys trying to transition to playing college football. It's a faster pace for them right now. And their eyes are big and wide, but I tell you what I like about them, they're working at it. And that's all I ask them. Just play hard, keep learning, it'll come to you. And that's what's happening right now.
What's it been like going from recruiting Zach just like 2-3 months ago, getting him on board, to now having him in coaching role?
And one thing is really good that we had a great relationship before he got here, and that is really carried over. And I think that's what makes a difference. So he takes the coaching really well. He's really bright, always coming in the office, let's watch videotape. How can I get better? And that's what you love.
Did Noah ask for 97, or did it just happen that way?
I think he asked for it. He asked for it.
Did you have a discussion with him on what that number means? I mean, recent times?
Not yet. We're waiting.
Yeah.
Not yet.
But that is taking on a minute. What does that tell you about a young man?
Sometimes I have flashback watching 97. You know what I mean? That's some different guys been in that jersey number, so we'll see how it goes.
So what is the responsibility of wearing that number from your
well, the guys who Woodard Jones have been great football players, really outstanding players. You know what I mean? Noah's just got to be himself. He can't follow those guys. Those are special players.
I don't know if you were asked about Tyreek Smith yet, but what have you seen from him? What did you see from him last year, and what's the next step for him?
Tyreek has always been quick. He's always been in great shape, and now just learn how to play football. Elisha was a big learning experience, I can tell you that. Now we see the player he is possible to be. Tyreek's got a great future ahead of him.
How good can he be?
Yeah, pretty good. It's a young player now, so we got to be careful. He's still a young player. Have to play 40 plays a game. Just like Javonte Baptiste really starting to come along for us. Tyler Friday's starting to come along for us. And the 2 guys, the mainstays, Coop and Chase, are doing a great job managing those guys and make sure they uphold the tradition.
What's it been like being kind of a one coach that's left from last year's defensive staff and getting used to working with all the new coaches that have been brought in here?
you know, change is part of life. Change is part of this job. You know what I mean? So you adjust and you keep going. That's what I've done, to be able to do that. Be resilient, just change and say, let's go coach football. That's all that matters. You know, let's go coach football and make sure our kids are in a great position to win football games. Yeah.
Have you felt a responsibility to kind of help all those guys get used to what it's like here at Ohio State, having been here for a while?
No question about it. Just the tradition, the culture, what we're all about, what it means to be a coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I mean, that's a huge responsibility. I ride in every morning and pinch myself, so I get to go in and coach at Ohio State University, and that's pretty cool, man. And not a lot of people can say that, and I think they understand how important it is to be coaches here at Ohio State University.
Larry, you talked about Noah said he requested 97. How did Zach get a number like 33?
It was his choice. Zach is very simple. He doesn't care about jerseys number. He say 13, 33. Okay, I'll take 33. You know, end of story. It is just kind of what Zach is.
How's he doing this?
He's doing really well. I'm really pleased with him.
I knew you said back at the Rose Bowl that you were trying to, you know, kind of work him into the system, not trying to overwhelm him.
Yeah.
You know, how's that process been going?
It's going really well. So we're in a slow process. We're pushing him, but we're really trying to make sure his technique is really sound before we can push him anymore. Once he can master the technique, how to play fast, everything is. He's got the talent. Now just learn how to play fast.
This is your first spring without a Bosa.
I know. How about that?
What's that like?
You know what I mean? You guys know me long enough. I'm always about the next guy up. I don't worry about what I don't have, worry about what I have on the field. So really nice to have those two guys. I have Nick back another year. It's not happening, so the next guy's up. So that's kind of my mantra.
And the next wave, we had a very highly rated recruiting class last year. Tyreek probably played the most of it. How do you see that group coming along, and how important is that group?
Yeah, I'm really hoping those guys step up really big for us, because I think this is what we're doing in spring. We're soaking those guys a lot right now to make sure they get a lot of reps so they're ready to go. I'm talking about game speed, and that's what we're going to do the next 7 practices, get those guys ready to play.
I know when
Chase Young, how do you want to see him take it from last year to be that top-of-the-line type guy as a junior? Just
when you get to the level he's at, he's got to be a really great technician at. You know what I mean? The athleticism takes over, but now his toolbox, his pass rush, his skill set, his hands, those are things that separate us. Those are things we're working on. It's the little things that's continuing improvement.
It seems like Tyreek Smith views himself as kind of like that next guy. So what have you seen from him in these spring practices heading into the season?
He's done a great job for us so far. He really has. I'm really pleased where he's at. He's working hard. He's got a great sense of humor. He's got a great sense of how important it is to be a great player. And that's what I love about him. He comes every day to go to work, and that's all you ask him to do.
I know Greg Madison's used a rush linebacker sometimes in the past, kind of that hybrid defensive end linebacker. Have you guys been experimenting with that at all this spring?
We have not. We just kind of line up and play technique, get off blocks and play. That's down the road right now. We got to be fundamentally sound when we're doing those kind of things.
Larry Beebe's been banged up. Are there any long-term concerns, or would he be playing if there were games right now?
Hey, he would. We're just trying to be precautious. You know, I've got 3 nose guards inside, really banging it out right now. So my sense of injury in the spring football. So.
How much does that help? You know, I don't want to say it helps that you've got BB injured, but you know, how much more does that help the guys behind them with getting those extra reps?
Where like Devon is getting a lot of reps, so he's getting ready. You know, now also Tommy Togiai is coming forward. He's getting ready, and then you got Antoine Jackson behind him. So I'm really happy that we have 3 guys to be able to go forward without a BB, because I think it'll help us get more reps. Yep.
Tyree told me that when he came in, you mapped out
Who's that?
Tyreek Smith. He told me mapped out what his career should look like, and I know he has really high expectations for himself. How do you feel like he's been coming along in that process?
I think first year we're close to what we set down as goal. Year 2 is really important for him. You know, where he goes goal-wise. I think this is a critical part. And guys who can handle the second year really take off. And so I'm waiting to see where he goes. I can tell you this: he wants it, and that's half the battle. Yeah.